It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Let's start the show.
All right, let's do it.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. Welcome to Sporgy, the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions. Now, here are your hosts, Chris and Rich.
All right. Show number one.
Number one.
I'm Chris.
I'm Rich.
And, all right, a reunion of sorts, at least for me and Rich. A new theme, all right? Talk about sports. Because, it's look, the title says kind of like, half-ass sports fans. It's, have you ever painted your face, Rich?
No.
Me neither. Have you ever woken up, like, before sunrise to go see a team?
No, but I do own jerseys, so
yeah,
I am
exactly.
that
I got
guy.
a couple jerseys. Like, we're there. Like now on Sundays between September and January, you'll catch me. I'll wake up at like 8:30 in the morning, like spring out of bed and throw on the NFL Network because pregame coverage starts at 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's an all-day event nowadays, man.
I'll be that dude, but Sporgy for the casual sports fan, so to speak. But we like to talk, and we think we're entertaining. So here you go, Internet. Another podcast.
It's 50% of them are Kevin Smith, and the rest of it's just up for grabs. So yeah,
exactly. So let's talk about the title, Sporgy. We just want to address this now. Get this out of the way. I was talking to Rich before we started. A reference point, all right? So we can go back and listen to episode 1 if you want the explanation, all right? It's an homage to a broadcaster that influenced Rich and I greatly. Probably the whole reason we're sitting here doing this right now.
Yeah.
And he's no longer on the air. Probably not going to be for a while. Guy probably has a room where he just stacks his cash that he's made throughout the years. So
he's like Scrooge McDuck. He just dives in and goes for a swim every once in a while.
Yeah. So if we ever get some shit, hey, man, you're biting off their terms or whatever, well, fuck you. All right? Whatever. It's an homage to them. All right? And fuck them for not thinking to do a sports podcast with that name first. All right. That being said, the big news right now, the tournament, specifically Syracuse, in your bracket that is on fire and burning, as mine is.
Jeez, how many did you fill out? Just one or two? Or,
just one, but
just one?
After the first day, I mean, it was pretty much...
Yeah, it was shot to shit. I fully expect to hear like someone damn near aced it or did ace it, and it's going to be like the chick in the office pool who picked the colors she liked.
Oh, well, anyways, your bracket's a dumpster fire. I'm talking to you, the audience, in general. Don't act like you got a good bracket anymore. Michigan State fucked that all right up.
Yeah, way to go, Mid-Tennessee State. As a fan of the team in Ann Arbor, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, but the good thing, too, for assholes like you, is we both went out in the same round. So
well, here's the thing, though. I'm loving that MSU fans are now looking forward to recruiting, something they used to goof on U of M fans for when it comes to their basketball program. And I'm like, what's what happens when you suck? You got nothing else to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, for the last few years now, we also finally have football season to worry about, too.
Oh yeah.
Harbaugh's doing what he was pretty much projected to do in Ann Arbor.
Jesus and khakis.
Turning it back into a solid program. That's hard for me to say. I know the microphone's on.
I just love that he's fucking down there pissing off the SEC.
Yeah.
That conference has just always annoyed me. Even when I lived down there, I'm like, fuck you people, you're not as good as you think you are. You buy your talent.
And that's a good old American way.
Well, yeah, it kind of is. But it's like a fat chick with big tits. It doesn't count. You got to put a team together the right way, supposedly. Well,
are they a conference that just buys their talent, or are they the only conference that advertises they buy their talent?
Yeah, they pretty much flaunt it. I mean, it's like back in the day with the SMU and all them teams. Like, everyone knew they were doing it, and they were just like, okay, you're going to slip up one too many times, and we'll catch you.
But too, I mean, I'm sure there's those conferences out there that I like to think are like conservative Catholics, like maybe like your Big Ten, the kind of conference that pretend, oh yeah, no, we don't pay our players, and meanwhile behind the scenes they're probably just like funneling players. I mean, wasn't Ohio State doing that, or was it the Vest? Wasn't he cheating or recording shit or something like that?
Yeah, Captain Sweater Vest. Yeah, trading stuff for favors for his players and turning a blind eye to it. And now you got Uncle Urban, who of course came from Florida. So yeah, I'm pretty sure give it another 5 years, all the shit will come out that they're doing.
Yeah, the Big Ten's like the guy, like the neighbor in American Beauty.
Well, it really is. Everyone does it to an extent. It's just, if you're dumb enough to get caught, that's the issue. I mean, let's be honest here. It's not in any way a far-fetched theory that there are teams out there that are bribing players or paying players, and you would never guess it. But hey, they'll make a little 4-year run, and then they'll go back to being in the middle of the pack. They're happy with that.
Well, Michigan showed you 25 years ago. You just got to get the right boosters. All right. There's still a few deep pockets. Keep the bankroll rolling, the program rolling.
Well, if anybody listening hasn't figured it out yet, we are both in the state of Michigan at the time being. That's where the U of M and MSU shit is coming in. I can say this: MSU, you got a lot more talent to attract the young men, if you get my drift.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been to both campuses, and I had far better time at Michigan State.
Yes. U of M. I mean, if you like them brainy, there you go.
See average girls try harder.
Oh shit. So. Now, did you fill out a bracket just for yourself, or was it through work?
I got a group of friends like that. The guys I always do fantasy football with. When there's a bracket comes around, we'll do that. It's nothing big. It's one of them. $20 winner take all. It's for broke people.
Yeah, it's the low rent bracket. It's yeah. It's no big deal.
No one's making a mortgage payment winning this bracket. Most of even our fantasy leagues are for fucking bragging rights. But yeah, I had Kansas to win it all, and Syracuse fucked that right up.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me check my Final Four here. I had Kansas, Duke, UNC, and Michigan State. Yeah, fucking, I watched Duke. I watched the wheels start coming off last week when Notre Dame beat Duke. Fucking, that's some bullshit. And then Syracuse is just and I went for heritage with UNC, but god damn it all, I went even more for heritage with Kansas, because that's all they're good at, right? That's why I picked Kansas. Fucking flat ass land. Those kind of states are those states in that region, they're either good at like basketball or football. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and not much more to do. It's not like you're playing hockey.
Exactly.
There's not a lot of ice rings. I mean, I imagine there are a few, but yeah, they're not all over the place. So yeah,
I'm sure hockey, you're getting your fair share of New Englanders and Canadians and Pacific Northwesters. But yeah, in the middle of the country, it's something that requires a flat surface, because that is the middle of the country. It's a flat surface. So
big time.
And this is be old news by the time it's out. But I mean, just that first week, man. Let me see if I go back here. Just where the brackets just started dying immediately. You had Cal going down to Hawaii. Cal was a 4 seed. Arizona was a 6 seed going down to Wichita State.
Of course, already mentioned MSU.
Yeah, MSU going down to Middle Tennessee. Baylor going down to Yale. Texas going down to Northern Iowa.
But it really is the
San Francisco, or what was it? Stephen F. Austin beating West Virginia. Little Rock beating Purdue. I mean, all of these. it was this year, the tournament is the one where you get all those assholes. They go, "This is what it's all about." But I mean, that first round this year really showed you what's up. I mean, it was about all these upsets. This is one of those years where it wasn't anybody's game right from the get go.
Exactly, and the tournament is brutal. I mean, it is one loss. See ya, you're going home, and it's just it literally when they say survive and advance, it is survive. I mean, all it takes. And basketball is such a sport that can be changed by one or two players on a team. I mean, you can have. I'm not going to say scrubs, but you could have people who you could rotate in and out around one or two star players, and that they can carry that team. Whereas football, that's not going to happen. I don't care how good your quarterback is. If he's on his ass because his offensive line can't block for him.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Look at Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, exactly. You need other players in football. Basketball, one guy can get loose, man, and that's it.
Exactly.
Fucking ridiculous.
Well, speaking of basketball, I guess we need to mention King James here.
LeBron.
Mr. I'm on the downside of my career. I'm over the top of the hill.
Hey, man, can we talk about his hairline for a second? We know you're just getting it cut higher, all right? We got the videos from a few years ago, all right? We know what's going on, LeBron. You're just getting the barber to trim it up higher more. Make it all even higher up now.
Well, yeah. He's under the guise if I got to get it lined up, so.
Yeah, exactly. It just lines up way higher now, LeBron. We all...
Exactly. If he was in the military, he'd be saluting in the middle of his, head.
We got the video from Miami, son.
The thing is, it's that as much money as he has, if he's that sensitive about it, he could do something about it. Like, easily. He's not like Joe Blow that works at, some machine shop somewhere, bringing home $10 an hour. Go to Hair Club for Men. Shit, they'll do it for free if you advertise for them.
Dude, you're black. Shave your head.
Well, there's that, too. I mean...
All black guys look good with shaved head. Scientific fact.
Yeah, and every white guy thinks he's going to look like Bruce Willis, and he looks like fucking, who's it, from the Goonies? Sloth.
Yeah, right. No, man, fucking, yeah, white guy, you got to have a special kind of head to pull off a shaved head. Not just any white guy can do it.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way a few times in life. Forget about once every 5 to 7 years and do it, and I'm like, oh, that was a mistake. Not good. But, yeah, he unfollowed his own team.
Mm-hmm, and said no comment in the interview when asked about it.
Which is the sports equivalent of saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
That next question are basically, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, if Donald Trump gets elected, I'm sure they'll just start saying, fuck you. Fuck you. Next.
Yeah, I can just see, like, LeBron being like, hey, little sports reporter, put your hand up here. My hand's bigger than you. You know what that means? Yeah, it's just like LeBron, you're 6'8". There was no doubt about what that means. He's 5'4". Okay, it's you got it, dude. Don't worry about that. But yeah, so I mean, you also said he made a comment. Once again, I do not follow basketball that closely. I just try to keep my ear to the ground about it. But you said that he had made some comments about wanting to play with certain people.
Yeah, he wants to play with Chris Paul and Dwayne Wade.
So here we go.
And Carmelo Anthony on some crazy team that apparently won't have a salary cap. That's the first thing I thought of when they said, like, what team could afford that? No team.
Can't they just do what they did with, like, Steve Young and pay him on an annuity over 30 years?
They'd be like the only team with no bench. Like, you're always in because you're the only 5 we could afford.
It's like he comes down wrong, breaks his ankle, the bone's sticking out. Oh, you better rub some dirt on it and pour some tussin on it, man. We ain't got no one to come in for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You fall out, we're fucked.
Hey, you wanted this crazy team, all right? We've got it, and this is it. All right? Tickets are $150. Yeah, hot dogs are $25. All right.
Yeah, we got Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Melo, and Joe Rosenblatt. We picked up from the playground. Like,
and I heard 100 assholes on ESPN last week. How do you think his teammates feel? But for real, how do you think his teammates feel? I mean, they got to be like, hey man, what the fuck? And everyone acts like the sky is falling in Cleveland, dude. They're like, they have 50 plus wins right now. Like, they're going to make the playoffs. Like, is it just because they don't see them winning, or like, because it's all about Golden State right now?
Yeah, Golden State is definitely they're coming on like the 97 Bulls, man.
Yeah.
That is like we were talking about earlier, that is amazing. You have Golden State going for the win record, and you have the Sixers going for the just the tank. I mean,
yeah.
What do they have? 7 wins?
Ouch! Really?
I believe it's 7 wins. Yes.
We gotta look that up.
I've heard people say that the bets in Vegas, like if you bet $100 that don't get to double digits, and they actually do, you can have a good time in Vegas and not have to worry about getting comped.
The Sixers are 9-66.
9-66.
God damn, dude! Oh, do they have like suicide night wherever they play?
Oh, and it's
like
Philly
you get
too.
You get a free knife when you walk in at halftime. We're all cutting their throats.
I am honestly shocked that Philly has not burned down their stadium yet. And
I think maybe they're embracing it like we did when the Lions did their awesome feat.
Oh, I don't know. Philly's. I got a buddy from Philly, and I spent some time in Philly. Those fans are crazy. Anybody listening from Philly, y'all are nuts. Like seriously, I can't. They say certain fans are the best, like St. Louis are the best baseball fans, et cetera, et cetera. Philly fans are just the fucking craziest. They hate everybody. They beat the shit out of everybody. There was actually at the vet.
Were people getting like batteries whipped at them or something?
Yeah. Not only that, they had a judge to arraign people at the vet for all the assault charges.
Yeah, and when they're like a holding cell in the bottom of the vet,
yeah.
A judge,
just like, okay, post $150 bail, and we'll see you in a couple weeks for your assault case.
Who gets that beat? The football judge, the stadium judge? How many indecent what do you think that guy's docket was like? Decent exposure, drunk and disorderly.
Yep. Exactly.
Cock do you think that guy saw?
Oh, man. But what's funny with me about Golden State is that, I hear rumblings, they need to rest all their stars. Fuck going for the record. Well, I mean, let's be honest, man. I mean, do they really need to be rested? They're a fairly young team. It's not like they're riding the last little hurrah out. I mean, that Bulls team was one more year from being blown up when they went for they got the record in 97.
Yeah, well, they're about to, unless something crazy happens, that coach ain't resting them. Like, part of you, I mean, males are generally competitive by nature. Fuck that, we're going for it. Someone's got to be that team.
Yeah, and I mean, now granted, there's a lot of rule changes that have made it so a player like Steph Curry can get away with what he gets away with. I mean, he's not doing anything wrong. When I say get away, I'm just saying 25 years ago, he would be getting fouled hard. They'd be putting him down left and right. And now that's one of the reasons I've kind of cooled on basketball over the years. It's just now it's like a bunch of ballerinas out there. They can't, you hand checked him. That's a technical. Like, oh God.
Hey
really?
Man, he's got a pretty shot though, man.
Yeah, you have to defend him once he gets across midcourt. It's just that's all there is. He's deadly from half court and closer. It's insane, man. I don't think I've ever seen a pure shooter like that.
That's what's thrown around a lot when you talk about Steph Curry is pure shooter. I mean, and it is though, man. It's one of those things where even if you know nothing about what the sport, you just could look at it and be like, that guy's good at that.
Yeah, it's like Griffey Jr.'s swing, man. That was one of the most natural swings I'd ever seen. A couple weeks ago, I was watching the Ken Burns baseball, and they had the 10th inning where they come back and they covered everything after the original run of the documentary. They were showing Griffey and his swing, and it was just like, holy shit, that's a thing of beauty right there. Like, that swing was just so natural and so smooth. And I'm like, whoa, wow. It's kind of funny because when I was late teens, early 20s when he was really, killing it. I didn't appreciate it. Now that I'm older, I'm like, holy shit. Which is, I think another thing that happens is you get older, you start to realize not everyone that you grow up watching is going to be that good.
Yeah, you realize there's just certain special people. And, like recently, we're getting a little local again for us, but Calvin Johnson, man. That guy was a special player at that position. hands down.
I know, and it kills me that it's just
pulling the Barry Sanders. He's saying, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Well, I mean, dude, the Lions.
You ready for a rebuilding year? Because here it comes.
Oh, the Lions just kill careers, man. Coaches' careers, players' careers.
I think Marvin Jones is going to fill the Megatron-sized hole that has been left in the Lions. No!
Well, what's going to be real funny now is, okay, Stafford, go ahead and get them stats like you did, because now you don't have a guy that you can just throw it up and he's going to just jump over everybody covering him.
Well, really, too, now it's like, hey, Golden Tate, now here's why we signed you, motherfucker. Yeah, we needed a viable number 2, but guess what? You're number 1 now, so let's prove why we gave you that big old contract there, Chief.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm not even a Lions fan, and I'm. This is how fucked up it is. Because I'm stuck in Lions territory, but I'm not a Lions fan, I just want to see how bad it gets, because Lions fans crack me up.
It can't get any worse. You saw, what was that, 09? Can't get any worse.
Yeah, but
0-16.
Yeah, but
unless you start vacating fucking wins from previous seasons and applying them. Lions start the season -2.
Well, I mean, it's just still, it's like, okay, when they hit like 0-8, you could hear the fans go, "Fuck, it's really going to happen."
Yeah.
Like, and then there was the fans that, and as a fan of the only other team in football that's ever went winless all season, because I'm a Bucs fan, if I was around then, I'd be like, fuck it. Just, if you're going to be bad, be historically bad. Be the worst ever.
Yeah. Let's at least get in the record books for something.
Exactly. Because this is just, I mean, that's ridiculous. It's funny because I follow the NFL on social media, and yesterday it was Megatron Mondays. I'm like, he's retired. They're still showing highlights of him. And it's a whole theme on Monday for the NFL.
That boy good.
Well, and since we're on that subject, do you think he'll ever play again, or do you think he's really done?
No, he's done, man. Because if you really think about it, the last 2 or 3 seasons, he's missed a few games because of his knee, man. Like, being that big and doing all those moves, I'm sure it takes its toll on you,
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, football is brutal, man. I mean,
it's like getting hit by a small car by getting hit by an NFL player. I saw Sports Science where they proved Ray Lewis hit with more force than a police battering ram. So,
Yeah, your average running back's career is a little shy of 3 years, because every time they touch the ball, they're getting hit, basically.
And I don't know if we want to get into this discussion or whatever, but I mean, hey, it's first show. We're all over the place. We got an hour to talk about sports. I'm all on board with this concussion shit. Like, if you just present the facts to me logically, like, hey, people who get hit in the head for a living are going to have mental problems later in life. Yes, that sounds plausible to me. Doesn't matter how much padding you got on them, still shaking that brain around in there every time you get hit.
Yeah, and then you have people like, Jerry Jones coming out going, "Oh, no, this is all bullshit."
And the NFL's like, hey, we paid for a study that says, no, it's all good. All right, let's talk about the million things wrong with that statement. Like, it should be somebody should independently come out and be like, yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit, or yeah, there's something to it, because it shouldn't be on the other side either. Like, that some fucking, I don't know, some panel headed up by a bunch of brain surgeons says, oh, hey, the study we paid for says it hurts you. Like, that's the thing. There should be some impartial study where no one on either side's got any skin in the game to come out and definitively say this.
Yeah, but that's not how our world works. I know,
right? This crazy utopia I'm thinking of living in.
I mean, the government fucks up. Hey, we're going to have an oversight committee look into it. Oh, really? Okay, so you're going to have the people that fucked up look into why they fucked up. Oh, okay. And we wonder why this shit just goes in circles. But yeah. It's, I mean, and there's been athletes who have died and have donated their brains.
Yeah, there was a guy a couple of years ago who, when he killed himself, said, who was it? It's fucking, it's a popular guy, Junior Seau. Didn't he say, donate my brain to science?
Yep. Bob Probert did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more probably football guys, maybe a couple of hockey guys I've heard of, but it's weird because hockey guys tend to live forever.
Yeah, no. Gordie Howe, 80 years old.
88.
He played with no helmet.
I know, right? He played for like 4 or 5 decades. It's insane. And the man had a stroke and came back. I'm like, that's a toughness I'll never have. I stubbed my toe, I'm crying like a bitch, you know?
I mean, I'll even go one further and say maybe, oh God, I mean maybe, that some of this erratic behavior you get out of athletes is because some of the blows are taken to the head. I don't know, just some of the dumb shit that you hear athletes do, and you go, why the fuck would they do that? Like, maybe some of this erratic behavior could be somehow connected to that.
Well, I mean, they've put it forward that a lot of impulse control comes from repeated concussions. They have problems with impulse control, et cetera, et cetera. So, it is what it is. These days, everyone's a victim. Everyone is looking for an excuse for something. We can't just say, maybe he's an asshole. It's like, oh, no, he took too many hits. Okay, well, it's like, the old Bill Cosby joke. Why do you do cocaine? Because it enhances your personality. Well, what if you're an asshole? Well, if you were an asshole before you got all those hits, you're probably just going to be worse now. So
don't take that drink Bill's offering you, by the way.
Yeah, no shit, right? But yeah, just looking this up here. Let's see. Yeah, the longest playoff streak appearances is shocking. It's the Boston Bruins. It's from 68 till 96, 29 straight seasons.
Damn. And it looks like the Red Wings ain't going to make 26, right?
No. They if they do, it's... If they do, I think it's very much going to be a quick exit for them. But, I mean, think about that. 29 seasons. Red Wings are working on 25.
I'm about to be 37, so that means since I was, 12 years old, they made the playoffs.
Yeah, and like you said, you were talking to some people at work, and it's like they don't know anything different. Red Wings just make the playoffs. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's like the internet. It's always been there for them.
Exactly.
Red Wings go to the playoffs.
But yeah, I mean, now if you look back at like starting in '68, that was after the expansion. But I mean, still, like that's pretty strong because that's through the '70s. Of course, that's when they had Orr and everything. '80s. Which, I mean, 80s was Islanders and Oilers. They just dominated that decade.
Yeah, we're old enough to remember the Dead Things.
Yes, the Detroit Dead Things. And the 90s, of course, was pretty much, I would say, Avs and Red Wings. I mean, you had a few. Well, you could throw the Devils in there.
Yeah, I was going to say Devils are pretty strong in the early to mid 90s.
Yeah, I mean, they won one in was it 2001 or was that the Avs? That's what happens when you have too much fun in your 20s. You forget shit when you start getting close to 40.
Oh, yeah, 2001. Ooh, that's yeah. Things started getting fuzzy about, I turned 21 in 2000. So, yeah. From 2000 to 2010, we're still piecing together.
There's photo evidence, but sometimes I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very strange because, man, it's like, you got quarter of a century they're working on as far as straight playoff appearances. And, I mean, just think in today's age, and they went to a salary cap in 2004? No, 2000.
They enacted rules to get the Detroit Red Wings to stop buying their championships, pretty much. Because that's what we were doing in the late 90s, early 2000s. I'll say we were straight up buying our Stanley Cups.
Yeah, but there was also a lot of good drafting. I mean, you had Holland is a master at picking players out that everyone else passed up out of late rounds because they didn't have any early round picks because they were trading them for star players. They traded Coffey for Shanahan. Coffey went to fucking the Whalers. They pulled Shanahan out of the Whalers for fuck's sake. He comes here, wins 2 cups right, his first 2 seasons. And they gave up draft picks, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, so they were having to find guys in, the late rounds, and they were finding Datsuk and Zetterberg and, then just guys that you take for granted, but every hockey team needs, Franzen, Holmstrom, guys that are just going to park their ass in front of the net and take the abuse.
There you go. You ever hear this?
I feel like
Hartford Whalers theme song. It's called Brass Bonanza.
I was just about to sit here and opine away about I miss the Whales. I missed the Whale, but now after hearing that, I'm okay.
Where did they go? Aren't they the Panthers now?
No, they're Carolina.
Yeah, that's the same. No, Hurricanes. My bad. Yeah, wrong sport. I meant Carolina. That's right. Florida's the Panthers. All the same damn names.
Yeah, and I cannot believe that Florida has 2 hockey teams, and cities in Canada had to fight to get theirs back, like Winnipeg.
And the New England area has 1 hockey team. They got the fucking Bruins.
Exactly.
Hockey's huge up there. You can't tell me Portland, Maine couldn't support you an NHL team. You can't tell me Providence couldn't support you an NHL team. You had one in Hartford.
Yeah, but look what you got. Bettman again expanding the fucking league after saying that we're trying to contract the league and we're talking contraction and this and that and there's not enough parity, and now he's putting a team in Vegas, a professional sports team in Vegas. How long until that team has a 30 for 30 made about them?
Immediately.
I'm calling 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years.
We'll see a 30 for 30 about it
here on Sporgy number 1. 5 to 10 years.
Mark it on the tape.
We're gonna see a 30 for 30 on the Las Vegas
Black Knights,
first professional sports franchise. Why? Because it'll be gone, or it'll be corrupt, or what? Why are we gonna have the 30 for 30?
It'll be corrupt as shit. You'll have players. Gotcha. It'll eventually, maybe not necessarily the NHL, because the NHL tends to weed out players they don't like. Unlike the NFL, if an NFL team gets into Vegas, it's going to make the 90s Cowboys look like a bunch of fucking choir boys.
I mean, do you enact like, hey, you can't live here rule? I mean, do you do that, or what do you do?
I have no idea. All I know is
Magic casinos are still there, right? I mean, is that what we're talking about with the corruption?
There's that. There's
the mob.
24/7 drinking laws. There's, just parties constantly, distractions left and right. I mean, it's going to take a hell.
Oh, yeah, you're going to start having to build bail money into contracts for these players.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see who puts that team together, because it's going to take a hell of a GM and a hell of a coach to keep that team under control.
You can place bets on players, how long it takes for a player to get arrested.
I know, right?
Before, will it be in preseason? Will it just be in training camp? Well, training camp probably won't be there, right? It's the NHL. So their training's always somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's usually same state, just not in the same city as.
So you think first month or first week, player gets arrested?
Oh no! They'll keep that under wraps as best they can.
Hell no, man! You can't do that shit no more.
You don't think so?
Internet is one of the inventions that has simultaneously expanded and shrank the world. There's an eye on everything. Everyone's got a fucking camera at this point. There's social media.
Yeah, just ask Johnny Football about that.
I don't think he's getting, I think he's being a shithead, but I think he's kind of getting a bum deal just because I just think because of the social media age, he just keeps getting caught doing all the shit that quarterbacks his age probably have been doing since the dawn of time, or at least football.
Mm-hmm. And what I don't understand is why you have money, you have an entourage, I guarantee it. He had money before he ever signed his contract because his parents were rich. So why does he not pay people to box out these vultures that are oh, let me get this video? Seriously.
When you get Chris Carter's rookie symposium, where's your fall guy?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hire a couple large men to walk over and go, excuse me, you need to hand me that phone. And if they give you any grief, well, then that person will be escorted out and they'll fall down and run into a couple door jams on the way out while their phone is being stomped on.
Yes.
I mean, don't act like it doesn't happen anyways. I mean, Jesus Christ, if anybody's been to a strip club in certain cities, you could just have $100 in your pocket and have some nasty shit go down. Now you're a professional athlete with a blank check at a strip club? Come on, man. Why are cameras out? Fuck that. Security's not doing their job. And that person's slipping because they should have told people, hey, look, you're going to have to put those cameras away, and if you want to party with us, we're going to be over here in the VIP, and it's very select people that come and go. So, because I'm with you. I don't feel like he's doing anything that bad. I don't, they like to frame him as he has this drinking problem and he needs to go to rehab. Does he have a drinking problem because he gets caught with a drink in his hand and they're taking a picture of it? Or does he have a drinking problem because he's out there beating the shit out of somebody?
He's got a motherfucking getting caught problem is what he's got. But, or stop drink in your hotel room. I don't know, fucking or go stop partying in conspicuous places.
Well, yeah, if you're
go
going to
party where people who don't want to be seen party. Like, are you not on those lists yet?
Yeah, if you want to go party in Vegas and you still want to, kind of be big baller, go rent out the fucking Real World suite. Make it a private party. You can invite all the high-class talent you'd like. Have all your friends in there, and you can control the environment a lot better.
Yeah.
No, I got to go to the club, and I got to fucking show how much money I got. That's the stupid shit. Like, seriously, that's the dumb shit.
Don't go to the strange. Import the strange. Bring the strange to you. Sort it out. Send it home. Send it away.
It's like what was that fucking Any Given Sunday, the Oliver North football movie.
Yeah. Which
is just strange to say, but whatever. Yeah, even 15, 17, whatever it is, years later. There's a scene in there where they go up to, Lawrence Taylor's playing, surprise, surprise, linebacker. He goes up to Jamie Foxx and he goes, hey, I'm having a party at my house, little private affair. And don't bring no women. It's like bringing sand to the beach. Like, he had already kind of let him know, look, we got professionals that are going to keep everything quiet. You can't tell me that shit doesn't happen. Come on, man. It's like these guys, the smart ones know what they're doing. The dumb ones get caught over and over. That's really what it is.
Yeah. Johnny Football, stop getting caught, man.
Yeah, we support your right to party, man. Go out there, be an asshole. Just be an
think about it. How old is this guy?
24, 25 maybe?
Yeah, 24, 25. He's been in the NFL for what, 3 seasons? So since he's like 22, getting all this money, being a starting quarterback, all this press, what the fuck would you have done at 22? Think about it. Think about the time when we went to school together. If someone just handed you millions of dollars and all this notoriety, you'd have done some dumbass shit. I know I would have.
I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
I'd have had so much fun. I'd have died. I'm just honest.
Yeah.
I can say that. I can say that unequivocally. That is just a fact.
Yeah.
It'd have been like, damn, he went out like Chris Farley, but he went out with a smile on his face.
Still got some shit under your nose in the casket. Yeah, in a place the coroner could not get to.
My coke fiend friends are like, that's a waste of good coke. Don't bury him with that boulder in his nose. Dig that out. We can all get high for a week, man. He was getting that good shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Casket smells like alcohol.
Are you cremating them? Because if you do, you're going to set half the town on fire.
I thought it was embalming fluid. But now you got RG3 taking his place in Cleveland. That all went down last week. The stuff I've heard about RG3 is he sucks in the locker room. Like, that he's all about him and not about the team. Like, you think that's just going to change because he's in Cleveland now? Or am I just hearing a bunch of bullshit?
Well, I mean, I can tell you this. Cleveland fans are rabid about that team. The Browns fans are, I mean, they are
fans dumber than Lions fans who will just keep rallying around a losing cause.
Exactly. I mean, this is how it is. When I was down there in 2001, like right after they moved back, after the home games, the whole town is basically like free if they win. Like, we could get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for free. And I'm like, why are we getting in for free? Oh, the Browns played and they won. I'm like, so? Wait, is this whole town, is their economy based on...
Really? That's the thing?
Yeah, I'm like, is it the whole town's economy based on what the Browns do on Sundays? Like, that's just crazy to me, but dead serious, man. Got in for free because Browns won. It was Sunday.
Hey, man, the Motown Museum's open for free. Why? The Lions won.
Well, still, I mean, I imagine in Cleveland and in Detroit, people were paying a lot if that was the case. So to go to those museums, but yeah, RG3, I don't know, man. He just doesn't seem like he's the type, or he's not a rah-rah type guy, like leader type. And in football, sometimes that's what you need to be. I mean, not everyone can be Eli Manning and get away with it.
Well, isn't half the job that you got to be a leader in addition to a good quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you're a guy calling the shots, essentially, you got to be a good leader of people.
Well, yeah, that's what, if you go back and look at that America's game about the 2008 Giants, Eli Manning and Michael Strahan's like, I could never get anything out of Eli. If we won, he just sat there with the same look on his face as if we lost. Like, I try to get him fired up.
He's just desensitized with his big old fucking waterhead.
And he's like, Eli, we got to go out here. We're in the Super Bowl. And I look over, and Eli's like,
Robot Manning.
So, hey, like I said, it works for some guys. I don't know. If he's like that in Cleveland's going to tear, those fans are going to tear him apart. And, I mean, Jesus, someone had a picture of, since 2000, all the different quarterbacks that have been in Cleveland. It was a jersey, and every time a new quarterback came, they added a name on there. And it was from...
They got a second jersey now, or...?
It was the nameplate of the original quarterback. I can't remember off the top of my head. And it literally was down to the back of this person's knees. Like, just...
Damn.
It was just like, I think it was like, I want to say 15, 16 quarterbacks. That's almost like one a year.
Damn.
That is insanity, So, good luck, RG3. Have fun with that.
Was that baseball starting?
Yes, sir, baseball season. The boring season, as a lot of my friends call it, but I love it, so.
Yeah, and I'm a baseball fan-ish, but I mean, come on. I mean, there are those, about August, you're like, oh, Jesus. Is it playoffs yet?
It is a lot of games, man.
Yeah, the All-Star game's long gone.
And, yeah, they had that one All-Star game where they stopped it, and they said, well, to make it somewhat mean something, we're going to give National or American League, whoever wins, they get home field advantage in the World Series. And I was just like, what the fuck? That's just, yeah. I'm a purist in a lot of my sports stuff, and that's one of the things that I'm just like,
giving them something to play for. It's an all-star game. Baseball year should be at the end of the season. They should all be at the end of the season. I think the NFL's the only one who does the all-star game right, because you don't want anyone fucking themselves up for the playoffs.
Exactly.
And then you do it like the end of the year banquet. You give out your participation trophies, your MVPs. Everyone gets a steak dinner.
Nice little trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
The defense just stands there and runs at 1/4 speed, watching the offense just scores like 70-something to 60-something. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, baseball's starting up.
Something for baseball.
The one thing, the one thing I love about it'd just be the home run derby with players standing around. That's all it'd be, and pitchers throwing as hard as they can. The one thing about baseball that I always love, it seems like every season there's always one team that comes out of nowhere to surprise you.
You got any theories on that? Should we make our bold predictions? Do that. Here's bold prediction.
I don't know if it's a bold prediction because they're not under the radar anymore, but I can't believe how well Houston has rebuilt their team, man. I mean, they flat out said a couple of years ago, we're rebuilding for the 2017 season, and they're ahead of schedule.
They pretty much went, hey, the next couple of years, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's amazing to me because it's like, okay, so that does prove that if you put your nose to the grindstone, you stick to a scheme about how you're going to build your team and how you're going to go about what type of players you're going to bring in, et cetera, and you're not changing every 3-4 years. Like some football teams change coaches every 2-3 years and wonder how come they can never get any momentum going.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Pretty much anyone that is in Florida anymore. Dolphins, Jacksonville.
Damn. Florida's, you're right. It's just like Coach Wasteland down there.
Something about Houston. I think they've actually done it right. Obviously, people won't sleep on them because, they've made their presence known, but I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, Boston, I don't know. They got Kung Fu Panda and his 350-pound ass over at third, and they got Ortiz going for his goodbye, his retirement season. Which
that's like another guy I'm like, dude, he's still playing?
Yeah, well, he's a DH, man. All you gotta do is get up there and swing, and that fucker is huge too. You know, if he had to play in the field, his knees couldn't take it.
It's true. Like on the Tigers, didn't Darrell Evans played when he was like 41?
Yes.
Like literally.
Exactly. I was just thinking that. But yeah, I don't know. And then the usual suspects, but then you can't even say usual suspects anymore because Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City. Their theory was build a bullpen, get us through 6 innings, and we'll just run 3 guys out there that are going to slam the door on you, and the game's over.
Yeah, well,
it pretty much works.
I know a few years ago too, they were in the shitter, but they were touted to have had the best farm league in baseball, and it's paid dividends for them apparently.
Yeah, and I mean the players they drafted to be,
I should say farm system, not team. My bad.
Well, they drafted
sports people will get on you for that.
They drafted Gordon to be, their star player, and while he is a star on the team, he's not a MLB star, but he's played his role. Getting it back to the home team, I don't know about the Tigers. Everybody in the power rankings has them at like 15, and the only thing I can think going for them is now this team, for the first time in a lot of years, is not in the top 5 discussion to go to the World Series or the favorite to win it.
Yeah, maybe that's what many conversations.
Maybe that's what they needed. Maybe they need that we're being disrespected chip on their shoulder. I mean, it works. It works for certain coaches and teams.
Because if you think a 15 power rank rating is like you've pretty much been rated,
Yeah, you are just average. Painfully average.
You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some.
Yeah, baseball. The thing I'm looking forward to about baseball that I always look forward to is that for me, the way I love baseball is it's something that it's always on. It's like Law and Order. It's always on, and you really don't have to pay that much attention to it if you don't want to, but you can still kind of follow what's happening.
Yeah, like Sports Center.
Exactly.
Overnight, that's how that one goes too.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, I used to just get up, put Sports Center on, leave it on in the background, and after about 3 hours, I'd pretty much absorbed one whole Sports Center, because I was coming and going out of the living room or whatever, and I'd hear bits and pieces over a couple hours.
I'm DVRing it now to, make sure I'm up on the things going down, and, dude, it's on 12 times a day, literally.
Your DVR is just fucking being choked with Sports Center.
No, I set a limit at you only keep 10 at a time, because it's timely information. I don't need to have 125 Sports Centers after 7 days.
Yeah, I tried when I got my first smartphone. I did that. I was like, I'm going to get updates. Okay, cool, all day long.
Yeah, dude, my phone's bad because I try to keep up for work. I try to keep up, obviously I keep up with my home teams, but then with work, I'm in New York, 9 sports teams. My phone just goes off all day with ESPN shit. It's crazy. But,
this is episode 1, and, now that we've actually put our voices to tape and committed to doing, digital tape, whatever, and committed to doing this, I guess I'll have to step my game up and get back into the Sports Center swing of things. I'll figure something out.
Yeah, I've just set up all my stuff on my smartphones for sports. All right, just let me get anything I read about sports. I figure I'll absorb the knowledge that way. Well,
I mean, one thing I'd also like to do that, maybe we can incorporate into the show is not necessarily do just free-form topical stuff, but actually sometimes, stories, they're not time-sensitive. They're just general sports stories, kind of an E60 type thing or something. There's a lot of stories out there that I think get buried because the news cycle in sports it's so short. It's worse than the presidential race. I mean, it really is. I don't even think 24 hours is the cycle anymore. I think it's 12 hours, and it turns over.
Oh, yeah, the 6 p.m. Sports Center is way different than the 11 p.m. Sports Center.
Yeah. So, a lot of stories fall through the cracks, and, hopefully we can bring some light to those. And,
are we going to be like Real Sports with Brian Gumbel? Should I get some glasses and a tie?
We got to have our token female reporter, so who's that going to be?
Oh, I don't know. See, that's
the thing. Even though I do know a few females that would put me to shame with their baseball knowledge.
We need a black guy. That's what sports television has taught me. We need a black guy.
But now we're disrespecting our Latino listeners. So we need, if we can get a Latino chick, that covers 2.
What if we get a black chick with a Latino name? But no, we still need a black guy. To get a black guy with a Latin name,
So Roberto
like David Ortiz.
Yeah, David Ortiz. Oh, yeah. First episode, we've already offended people. Outstanding.
Yes, that was like 3 to 4 people all at once. Maybe 5 if you include people that like sports. I guess let's wrap this bitch up. Rich, we did it. We did it. We talked about it. We did it. All right, we got another weekly commitment.
I know, right?
I know.
We're gonna be making that podcast money too. Woo.
Yeah, which is none. Like, I'm in the hole for this. I get a little bit back every fucking April 15th, but, thank you for downloading Sporgy for free on iTunes or from ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate Sporgy 5 stars on iTunes and help to tell others about Sporgy by leaving a comment. Thank you for following Sporgy on Twitter at Sporgy Podcast and on Instagram at Sporgy Podcast. Please follow Sporgy on Facebook to like and share Sporgy. Oh, if you'd like to donate to Sporgy, you can click on the PayPal button at ChristopherMedia.net. If you use Amazon.com, please click and bookmark the Amazon link at ChristopherMedia.net. It will not cost you any extra money, and you will help to support Sporgy. Yeah. So, we did it. We made it. We talked about sports for an hour-ish, and we're going to be doing this, we're going to put it out Wednesdays, because we figure, hey, we'll talk about last weekend, talk about this coming weekend. If your hope is up-to-the-date live information for sports, we'll just go with that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if someone wants to pay us to do this on a daily basis, hey, we'll give you live up-to-the-date information.
Hey, you can email sporgy at ChristopherMedia.net. I think way back when we started talking about this, Rich, my concept was like a last week tonight for sports. Kind of the angle we're going to go with. Just, do the bullet points from the sport world for like the last 7 days.
Yeah, buddies.
So, do we just say goodbye? Say see you next time? We don't have a sign-off yet. Another thing that has to evolve, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking all that good shit. And we will see you next week.
All right. Peace.
Later.
If you enjoy this show and want more people to know about it, head on over to iTunes, leave a comment, and rate it 5 stars. Make sure you like and share us on Facebook, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Just search for Christopher Media. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Most importantly, we would like to take the time to extend an extra special thanks to you. Christopher Media could not exist without your support. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24-monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24-monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may